That's not for me, I suppose.
No, that's not for you, because I know you're not going to remember. I
do remember that game.
You do remember it?
Vividly.
That's not for you.
I remember the game vividly. It was played in an afternoon. It was an afternoon game.
It was an afternoon game
on a public holiday.
And you remember that goal was scored on that side, right? So,
bit of controversy. Remember that afternoon.
I know.
Hashtag SSDiski. That's how you can interact with us. I know you're not here with us, but you can still be a part of the excitement, the excitement, the action, the drama that will unfold over the next 72 minutes is now what remains of the game. Those are there. Whether it was intending that to be a pass, but it was collected nonetheless by Kinane Tlachayo. So that looks to be the preferred combination of the centre backs of Fotsinbawa, Tlachayo and Nyauza.
So what Chiefs have done is to minimize the creativity of Orlando Pirates in terms of defenders linking up with midfielders. So they've cramped that space and forcing Orlando Pirates to play the long balls. But Chiefs are playing with 4 at the back, so they're not creating any, they're not allowing any spaces for Pirates to exploit based on wing play.
Flag is up there against the Pule, the near side assistant Kamusi Razmizani. His flag up. This is a little bit of pressure there, a bit of pressure on Akpay. Good work to Bandipasa. Showed so much energy when he came on, did Zakele Lipasa for Orlando Pirates in the midweek. Just changed the game. Stolen now from Monare. Kamapiliat is isolated. He's going to have to go by himself here. Taking on Tulani Tlachayo. Still a Piliat. Needs support arriving now. Castro! What a miss! That is a bad miss by Leonardo Castro. Oh, set up beautifully by Piliat. How on earth does he not even hit the target from there? Is what Kevin Hunt will be asking himself. What a chance!
And that chance happens this way. Ball played in between the 2 defenders, played behind Joste Nyauza, isolating Tlachayo, improvises, but he keeps his cool there and he spots that man.
Oh dear, John had done all the work.
John had done everything. It's just that man that could not convert. It's Togbesi Cord. This is a chance.
Well, this is a derby game.
It's a derby game.
Those kind of opportunities don't come often. How costly will that prove to be? It's a long way to go yet in the game, but you need to be putting those away, or at best make the keeper do some work.
We spoke about the details, and you can see how tight it is. There's no margins for error, and any chance that you get, you've got to make use of it. And what a chance for Castro.
Is that a use of the foul by Cardoso? Free kick then. Subamanja muscled off the ball there by Cardoso. And it's a set piece for Pirates in a promising position in terms of an attacking platform here. And it's going to be Loch who will launch one into the box here. That just came off Pirates' player, but collected by Akpay. Now looking to set up an attack. That's a poor throw out. And it's given possession back to Pirates as Akpay, as he looked to get Manyama going. As you said, playing in an unfamiliar role out wide there is Lebogang Manyama. Saw him doing damage going through the middle in the last derby meeting between these 2 sides.
They're so structured, because if you look at where there is Ngobo who's supporting Kamapiliat, there is Manyama who's supporting Castro.
One factor we also have to manage, there's a strong wind this afternoon that could be a factor as well in the ball holding the ball up a little bit when they go for the long ball. I think the wind is in Pirates' back in this half. Here's Billiat, quite involved early on. He is quite busy.
That's the Kama I know.
Now Ramampatlela going on the overlap. Castro. Manyama finds Mphahlele into a bit of space. The cross coming in is way too close to Richard Ofori, who would have loved to start with a clean sheet, but it wasn't to be. It was conceded against Stellenbosch FC in midweek. Tulan Zulu under pressure. It's very good work there from Lepasa. He's got so much energy, Lepasa. He's done very well there. And the referee was playing an advantage. Still Pirates in possession. Now the free kick will come for the challenge there on Tabang Munari.
Very tight in that midfield. The referee has got to pay attention. There's late challenges that keep happening.
Zulu gets away with Sinjavulo Blom there, who was caught out by the trickery and experience of Monare.
Yeah, it happens when you dive and the positioning is not good. You're going to get it quickly. Yeah.
And the referee is given another free kick here to Pirates again. Something to work with. Temingosi Lodge. It's a good-looking one. It's a great one, and right place at the right time. What a great ball in from Lodge, and straight at the keeper. So both sides guilty of missing out on opportunities early on there. A little bit of a difficult one there because the ball got away a little bit from him. So he just kind of stuck out a boot. Didn't really connect the way he would have liked, and the pay, to his credit, well positioned.
It's always a tricky ball when it's played like that. Defenders, always difficult for them to clear it.
Now Pirates now asking some questions here, getting onto the ball. They are enjoying most of the possession. Zvugamanja, Mayela on the overlap, wants the return ball. Zvugamanja sets up a beauty for Lepasa. Great finish from Zakele Lepasa. Gives Pirates the lead.
John had opened the gate for Chiefs. Castro did not convert. We spoke about the details, that you've got to make sure that you get a chance, you convert. And Pirates had to start their own and create their chances. Team spirit, that's what we're seeing, but this is how the architecture of the goal came about. There is Zukamanja, there is Maela. It's that combination, but it's that man, Lepasa, Kelepara. He got there, defenders were ball watching. Rama was aware of the danger that was coming, but I can tell you, Zulu wasn't.
Yeah, totally unmarked in the end. Zulu, a spectator admiring the work of Zakele Lepasa.
Kelepara,
who gets his first of the campaign and gets Pirates up and running into the lead. That's what happens when you don't take your chances. You get punished at the other end. Well, Zakele Lepasa rewarded for the great work that he did coming off the bench in midweek and given a place in the starting lineup, and he has rewarded his coach. In time, this player down for Orlando Pirates as the ball goes into touch, he'll receive a 10. Look at the goal attempts, a 5-4.
There's a lot of this late challenges, and it happens because of how the movement of the ball and the players getting into certain areas, and if you're a couple of seconds late, we are going to see a lot of this sort of injuries happening.
And it's our goal scorer that's down.
Looking at the Chiefs players, this is how it happens. You see Rama wants to commit, but at the same time,
that's poor marking there at the back there. Tulane Zulu watching and admiring as Lepasa gets away from his mark. Well, finds space. He found space. He wasn't even marked.
They will tell you that once the ball goes onto that right, that left-hand side, the fullback, in this instance, Zulu becomes the sweeper, because you've got to take control. You have two of your center backs having shifted onto the right hand side to give support, so you take control of, because you have a better view of the danger that is happening inside the box. Credit to Lepasa.
Preferred once again this afternoon at left back ahead of Yagan Sassman, whose 2 goals got Chiefs to this stage of the competition, and 2 goals against Maritzburg United. Zulu was booked in the meantime. So just to add to his woes, he's now on a yellow card with over an hour of football still to be played. That's going to go for a Chiefs throw-in. They'll be now forced to do a rearguard effort here. Still a long way to go yet. Backers. Combining wide with the cross coming in. Billiard gets up well.
We are going to look at that goal again, because there might be calls that maybe Lepasa could have been offside. We'll have a look at it again.
Interesting to see. Although it's academic right now.
Yeah.
And Josta will have the throw in. The man signed up from Highlands Park. Scored in this competition last season against Orlando Pirates, did Wade Josta, in a 1-0 win for Highlands Park at this very ground.
And it's not the first time he does that. He's done it when he was still at Arrows, scoring against Orlando Pirates.
Maybe that's why they decided to buy him. Philan. Now Chiefs probing as Pirates get men behind the ball. No ball, combining with Zulu. Cardoso all the way back to start again with Akpe. All over the top. Yeah, now good work from Cardoso. Lebohang Manyama yet to come into the game. Mphahlela with Bacchus. And he's caught in possession as Kieran Bacchus, and easily dispossessed, giving away possession cheaply there. Here's Lepasa. Tangling with Ngezana there. Loch with a bit of space to work with. Tries to release Wade Josta. Well read by Cardoso. Ngobo. Cardoso. Great work from Billiard. He's got Castro with him. Switches play, finds Manyama in space. What does Lebohang Manyama do there? Support coming from Mphahlela to his right. Slips, tries to slip in Castro, but pretty much telegraphed that one. So the defender saw that one coming all the way. Ngezana paired with Cardoso at the two center backs. Mato available once again. He's on the bench. Free kick against Bacchus. The foul on Ben Motswari. One of the early players of footballers in South Africa here to catch the virus and made a full recovery from the COVID. This is the goal now.
He's offside.
Is he offside, or is he being played on there? Is that Ngezana? That's
you see, there's Cardoso there, but there's a touch of offside. I think what's going to be interesting is to see the position of the assistant, because in as much as I say there's a touch, that was his call.
No way the referee could have made that call. How big is it a call in the context of the game? We will yet find out. In the absence of VAR, I'm afraid it's purely academic, because the goal will stand.
Definitely is given. But what's going to be interesting, it's the Monday extra time where we'll have so much time to unpack it.
Well, plenty to talk about here for a team in the studio. Julia and her team in studio, they'll talk about that. Dissect that one. But in the meantime, Chiefs have still another just under 15 minutes to try and find an equalizer. Zulu, the referee plays an advantage. Tulani Hlatshwayo gets it away with Castro lurking behind him. His first derby as well.
It's good defending so far from Hlatshwayo, tracking down Castro.
A flick from Castro. Cardoso had to get the timing right there with that bounce after the bounce. Ofori yet to be tested. And that's despite Chiefs creating one or two decent openings, but not testing the keeper. It's with some space to exploit down that left-hand side. Mayela. Ben Mutwari. Flag stays down. Chance for a second there. Lepasa. A good combination there with Pule. It's set piece time. Kaizer Chiefs got both their goals against Maritzburg United in the quarterfinals from a set piece situation. Billiard will deliver. Good clearance. Only as far as Zulu. Speculative effort. Yes, Backers goes down. Referee offers nothing. Banja chance here for Pirates to break. Lorch is in space on the right-hand side here. If they can pick him out, Mayela. Is Lorch calling for it? Bule. Mayela now tries to pick out Lorch, and then throwing himself at it there was Lepasa, but didn't connect. Space for Billiard.
I think it's Zuka Manja.
Great work now then from Billiard to kick it right past Wade Yoster. Well, he's skinning Wade Yoster. He's giving him an torrid time.
He is giving him a torrid time. This is the Kama that I know, who's full of confidence and don't doubt his strength.
Zinbauer may want to have a look at that position on the right-hand side. Billiard is having a field day with Wade Yoster.
I'll tell you what the trick is. He's not an outright winger because he pins off Nyauza. He goes to Nyauza, and then Wade is not aware of where Kama is, and the next minute he's just next to it because he's getting the supply from Zulu, and there's also Novo.
It's another set-piece opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs here. Manyama floats it in. Ofori gets a solid punch onto it. And did he take out? Did he get man and ball there, or what happened with the Mpahlele as he threw himself at that one there? There's Richard Ofori.
Seems to be okay. It's always a tricky ball, but he's brave. Almost took a punch there from Ofori. Did he catch him?
No.
Yeah.
Got a bit of man and on his right arm caught Raman Mpahlele as he went through. Yeah,
he did.
And, no serious damage done then. As Raman Mpahlele, who Gavin Hunt has been preferring to use as a centre back, has been called upon to do duty as a right back, position he's played in many a times in the past. Mamelodi Sundowns as well at national team level. That's of course Reef Rossler out injured. This is something else he does well. Raman Mpahlele is get the long throw in. It's an attacking opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs. So flicked on there by Castro. And a good block to stop the shot there from Kama Billiard. And Nyauza has stayed down after making that block.
Wonder what happened there. Seems to be okay there. Nyauza.
Well, talk of baptism of fire. There, we saw Gavin Hunt on the bench for Kaizer Chiefs. What a way to start your career as a Kaizer Chiefs coach. First match of in the Premiership, in the DStv Premiership against Sundowns, and then you have to face Mamelodi, and then you have to face Orlando Pirates in a semi-final of the MTN 8. Get the big ones out of the way nice and early, I guess. Sink or swim.
Yeah, these are the sort of games that make or break you. But as players as well, that's what happens. If you start against the Sundowns or Pirates and you don't perform, if the fans are in the field, I'll tell you, if you're not performing, they'll put pressure on you.
So this is perhaps an ideal situation for the likes of Ofori, Usachwayo,
yes,
and Monare, as well as Wade Yoster, to be making their derby debut, where there's no pressure from the fans. Doesn't diminish the importance of the game, though, and the stakes, the high stakes here. Patele with a long throw again, looking for Castro. Flag is up from the far side assistant, Mr. Elbas Sitole, for the challenge there. Bacchus is the man called out. Committed a couple of mistakes early on here. It was actually Tazele there, was it? Yeah, on the back of Pule.
Yeah, it was more like payback time. So what your goalkeeper did to me, I do it to you.
And apologies if you're hearing the disturbance on your microphone. That is the strong wind that is blowing out here in Orlando this afternoon. This very strong wind. Trying to figure out which way it's blowing out there. As you see, Fadlu Davids in conversation with Tinbawa. Assisting this man is Arthur Zwane and Dylan Shepherd. Good job he's got Arthur Zwane to assist him, because so many of these players all came through under Arthur Zwane. There's Dylan Shepherd and Arthur 10-1. Zwane played in plenty of derbies in his day.
So if you have the two of them, you have a left wing and you have a right wing. Dylan Shepherd played
both very skillful.
Very skillful, good deliveries, good process of the ball. So
Dylan Shepherd was, of course, at Bidvest of Vets there, working in with the development side there. The MDC side.
Yeah.
Was another man who worked with the development side at Bidvest Vets, who's now with Orlando Pirates, is Glenn Salmon.
Yeah, you're right. But there's also another man that was a Bidvest Vets, but he's a jack of all trades. His name is Jack.
Here is Lodge. He had all in the plan, or the plan was to tee up or slide it in for Lepasa. That's going to be a Pirate throw. Samba, no Jack. Jack. There he is. Jack, former Bidvest kit man, now has made the move with Gavin Hunt.
He's such a passionate football person. But he's got great touches, eh? Don't look at him and say, nah, that kid man, he's got great touches. Out here, guys. Jack.
Kieran Bacchus. Mpahlele. Lebohang Manyama. Not as effective as I'm sure Gavin Hunt would have wanted. Out there wide on the right-hand side, an unfamiliar road. Cannot remember seeing him play out wide there, not even in his days at Super Sport United or Cape Town City for that matter.
Well, I guess the reason he's playing on that right-hand side is that if Castro makes the runs most of the time onto that right-hand side, where you should profit from the second ball, Manyama.
As we approach halftime now, Chiefs with an opportunity here. Try and get level, and that's great ball in from Manyama. Manyama special there, and then Gezana got up well, but could just all he had to do was direct it goals because it already had the power behind it. Easier said than done, of course, because it flies in.
Perfectly placed for him. Has he done it before to score a goal? Yes, he has. In his first game, when he played against Mamelodi Sundowns, scored via head and Gezana, missed this one, Sita. So they've had two clear-cut chances created. Bidvisvets.
That will give him encouragement, I think. At least that they're creating the openings. Seba and Gezana, a threat at set-piece time, as our Chiefs. Well, Gavin Hunt's teams over the years have been a threat at set-piece time. The likes of Tunani Slakcho at Bidvisvets. If you go back to his days at SuperSport United, you know, the two big men, Bohan Kumar and Morgan Gould, who used to do serious damage. And from corners and set pieces, and free kicks, I should say. Now, Manyama shows too much of it to Richard Ofori.
So far, he's done his job in terms of creating chances for his teammates, in terms of deliveries into the box, trying to link up with Kamapiliat and Castro.
Looking to the fourth official, it's Tandun Zanzega to indicate the number of time or minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. An exciting first half of football. Lots of openings being created, and yet another chance to double their lead on. Oh, why was he so generous, Sepune? I thought it was there for the taking for him to go himself, and selfishly tries to set up Lipasa.
Again, that's your stage switching play there. The ball watching from chief defenders. You look at Gezana, you get Ramathan Patele, both dragged onto the opposite end. And as for Pula, why did he not go for glory himself?
It's a let-off.
Big let-off.
It's a massive let-off. 2-0 changes the complexion of the game completely. Again, we ask that question. How big will that be in the context of a game? Noble, harassed there by Loch.
Well, again, I think Kevin Hunt will say they had two clear-cut chances themselves.
No, absolutely.
So there has been chances created by both teams. But for Pirates, who are in the lead, there was another chance for them to extend their lead.
As open and derby as we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. In
terms of the chances that are there that we've seen in this first 45 minutes. Zulu just takes his eye off the ball, and
I think he's struggling on this left-hand side now. We haven't even seen his influence in this game, and I think we're seeing more of things happening on that right-hand side, but it's been quiet, and we can understand because Zulu is having his own battles, and as a result, we don't see Ngobo, who's focusing more on defensive duties, and that's not his strength.
Yeah, they need his creativity. Really is what the Chiefs want out there. And he's been preoccupied, as Brian Mate says, with defensive work. Marielle Pule. It's two great sides. As the whistle goes for half-time to end a very entertaining first 45 minutes here at an empty Orlando Stadium, and it's a home side, Orlando Pirates, that have the lead courtesy of this man. What a workhorse he is. He's full of energy, full of running, and he's been rewarded with his coach, who's backed him into the starting lineup, but he's rewarded him with a goal. Kaizer Chiefs have had their chances, didn't take them, and they were duly punished. So they'll have it all to do then in the second half. And from a Pirates point of view, as the home side, they are where they want to be, and that is in the lead. After 45 minutes, then it is the home side. The Buccaneers are on the Pirates that lead by a goal to 0 against Kaizer Chiefs.
Premier Soccer League proudly presents the best versus the best. MTN 8, Mamelodi Sundowns.